So the reason we talk about oil prices and inflation is because of interest rates. And when the economy is really strong, then interest rates tend to rise to slow the economy down. When the economy is really weak, we lower interest rates to stimulate the economy. But the Fed right now is kind of divided on interest rates. So Lex, given Kevin Warsh was on the Hill testifying in front of Congress this week, what do you think of how he is kind of positioning his Fed chairmanship to interest rates at this time?
Carefully. I don't envy the position that he's in at the moment, given this, the state of the economy, because you still have a rather fully employed labor force, right? You have consumption still at a pretty good clip. Yes, you have the prices of that higher, but we haven't seen, I mean, we've seen layoffs, right? There was, I think it was Microsoft announcing on Xbox. I can't remember if that was last week or the week before, but is that more so just natural corporate organization rather than something systemic that you would expect someone like Warsh and the governors to be able to look at interest rates and say we really need to do something here to help the average individual, which would mean lowering rates, right? So I was going through the BLS statistics kind of across the PPI and CPI makeups. And I hate to say, but I think no action is better than taking any aggressive action right now because of the way that things are. Yeah, I mean, some folks are disgruntled. Obviously, the president wants lower rates yesterday just because that's who he is and that's part and parcel to what he does outside of this from a real estate perspective. But I think his job right now on being able to take in information and determine what his core group is going to do, better to take your time on that than just make some sort of hasty action by either raising a rate or lowering a rate and then having, knock on effects from that negatively one way or the other. And it decreases their ability to pull a lever when they really need to, which we've seen that in the past too.
It's funny doing what we all do for a living. It's amazing how we have to be economists as well as investment managers. And, the economy right now, I would say is, kind of sputtering along, kind of strong, but you're not really sure if it's going to be able to hold it up given the jobs numbers as well. Michelle, what's your view on the Fed chairman and his position on the economy?
I was watching him when he was testifying this week, and he wanted to make it clear to the members of Congress, and I think the Senate too, that inflation is his number one enemy, more so than job growth. That seemed to be the message that he was trying to deliver. And I think that's really hard in terms of battling inflation right now because it's like they're being backed in a corner. Like Lex, I also don't envy him or the Federal Reserve because they want to lower rates, but you really can't yet because we don't have enough signs in the economy that it wouldn't cause a problem if they were to lower rates. But at the same time, rates are so high and corporations keep borrowing more and more, which puts more fire under the rates. It's a really difficult place to be.
Yeah, I have a real difficult time jumping on the bandwagon that rates should be lower. Although if you're trying to fight off inflation and inflation had cooled more, than you had expected, right now is probably a good time to just let things, play out and then wait for more economic data to come out when it can or when it does come out.